I thought I'd do a little midweek cast on what I believe fundamentally can be a big problem in a relationship, and that's trust. I think trust in our relationships with other people, work colleagues, hey Jack, how are you doing? And with ourselves can be a massive contributor to how we can have issues in our lives and why we end up sometimes going through turmoil. See, there's a great saying, if you don't love yourself, then it's difficult to understand loving others. And I get that, but it's very hard for somebody that's in a lot of really deep, painful turmoil to go, well, you just have to love yourself. Yeah, that's really going to work for them. That really pisses them right off, as we all know. And the big problem is how do you teach yourself or help somebody else to love themselves? And if they can't trust themselves, then they can't love themselves. And if they can't trust you, they're not going to take your advice. So everything stems down to trust. Trust realistically is the foundation builder of how we can actually help each other to build towards a better future. Excuse me, just having some of my mid-morning coffee. So building trust in ourselves, first of all, is to understand that we're not perfect. Nobody else is perfect. We're trying our best. We're giving it our best shot on a daily basis. And we're trying to the best of our ability and knowledge in this moment of time, because in the future we can look back, and we'll always look back on where we are right now and realize that we could have done a bit better. But that's with hindsight. See, hindsight is one way of making us feel guilty. Because if we look back on the past and think we could have done better, then we stop being better in the future. What we need to do is say, what can I learn from what I did in the past? And how can I make that have an appropriate action in the time that I'm in now? Now, I'm not scripting any of this, by the way. I'm just going through this, so have patience with me, yeah? So what I'm thinking to myself is very easy. You know, we are what we are. We are born a certain way, and we learn certain ways of thinking and being throughout our lives. The hardest thing we have to admit is that if we don't fully trust somebody, we're never giving them a chance. And then when they leave you, you go, oh, I knew I shouldn't have trusted them. That's why I didn't. But maybe it was your lack of trust as well that created that problem. So you're as equally as responsible for the outcome of that relationship. There are people out there which will take advantage of people which wear their hearts on their sleeves. I'm a bit of a heart on my sleeve person. I tend to be out there. I tend to, try my best. I've learned to hold myself back in a little bit because it can be a bit full on for people, but I am what I am. And I try my best to improve on that recipe. So how can we trust in certain things and certain ideas? It's okay, guys. It's just the postman. The postman comes at the best of times. So basically, we have to work daily with little steps. We can't all of a sudden one day wake up and fully trust everything. We can't wake up one day and that's it, I'm going to fully trust everybody. You've got to start with little steps with yourself. You've got to trust that you have all of the knowledge and the capability you have right now. And if you feel like you need more, this is why you do talk or listen to somebody like myself or whoever you feel is more appropriate. And there's plenty of self-help places out there. I'm not saying I'm the be-all and end-all. Me, myself, I've got most of this information by doing courses and learning myself. It didn't come easy. I had the drive, I had the initiative to do it, and I wanted to change, and it was painful at times, and it was tedious, and it was difficult, and sometimes, just as I thought I was getting somewhere, life would come along and give me a good, firm kick in again, and I'd have to pick myself back up. So, let's just think about this. Here's getting long. learn to just start with little things like trust that you're a good person, you have good intentions. Because we always seem to think, stop saying words like, you're an idiot, you're shit at that. Why did you do that for, you knob? Say to yourself, oops, that was a bit of a mistake. What can I learn from it? Oops, that was stupid. Never say, I hate that, I hate this, I hate that, because that doesn't help either. Just say, I really just disagree with that viewpoint. Because by saying you hate it, all you're doing is just saying it's something you dislike. Unless you have a damn good reason and a lot of knowledge behind what you're saying you hate, and you haven't got great reason behind saying that, then really what you're doing is just making stuff up as you go along. See, the biggest problem you have, if you're just making stuff up as you go along, you're not really hating or liking stuff, you're just casting views out in there. And a lot of stuff that you say you hate is just because you mistrust it. Yeah? Some of my biggest enemies, the people that I didn't really get on with so well and I really found frustrating, I had some people I worked with were like that. I had some people which were friends of friends which were like that. I had some people which were my friends and stopped being my friends which became like that. And I trusted them. And I gave them benefit of the doubt. And sometimes they upset me once and I trusted them again and they upset me again. And then I have to really take account of where I am. Do I need this stress or this problem or this headache in my life? And if I can honestly and truthfully answer myself that it isn't a good idea, then I move forward in my life. I can have people as acquaintances and friends that have kind of burnt and hurt me, that I can trust to a certain point. But when I know how much I can trust them, it's a shame. It's very difficult that if I can't 100% give to somebody, because I know where they're at in their life and I know their actions and I know that they would take advantage of my nature. So I need to also learn to trust in myself. I need to learn to trust in my own judgment, trust in that I don't have to necessarily fully trust in that person at the moment. Now, it doesn't mean just because I don't trust in them at the moment, they're just going through a bad stage in their life, I can turn my back on them and discard them completely. What it means to me, sometimes I need to go through a process of sitting back and just giving that person time to realize how they've been, how they've maybe treated other people which have upset me, or maybe how they've treated me. And understanding that everybody goes through a shitty time in their life. We've all done really bad stuff to people, and we've all made big mistakes, and we're quick enough to judge and cast judgment on other people. But we also have to be quick enough to forgive, because when we are judged, we know how that feels. So learn to trust in yourself, but try and give people a little bit of a benefit of the doubt. Sadly, some people, as they get older, don't grow wiser. They go through really tough patches. Other people, they get older, they develop more, and they become more and more spiritual and more open and a better person because of life experiences. Some people have life experiences and become more bitter. I've lost a couple of friends in Wales when I was kind of back there because they were like that. And it's been difficult for me because some of these people I've known for a long time, because they get older and they get more bitter about life. They don't get older and go, oh man, I've made a mistake. They get older and blame you for their bad feeling. We are not responsible for anybody's bad feeling. It's not if we're not intentionally going out to upset them. Like if you do upset somebody, don't say, I'm sorry I've upset you. Just say, I'm sorry that you've become upset by something I've said, but I'm not responsible for your emotions. You're responsible for them. So if you've got upset by that, you have to be mature enough to own up to that and be responsible for that. So let's have a look. Yes, I've got a timer on. I'm coming up close to 10 minutes now, and I want to keep this video at that rate. So I just wanted to say, work on your trust in your relationships, work on your trust in yourself, work on learning to believe in yourself a little bit every day. And hopefully after a little bit, you get to another stage and another stage and another stage. Have an amazing day, and sending out some Some love and respect from Sweden. Namaste. Have an amazing day.